Hello students, आज हमें NCERT book class 11th structural organization in animal NCERT reading करिबा. Let's start. In the preceding chapter, you came across a large variety of organisms, both unicellular and multicellular, of animal kingdom. In unicellular organism, all functions like digestion, respiration, reproduction, and performed by a single cell. In the complex body multicellular animal, the same basic function are carried out by different group of cells in well-organized manner. The body of a simple organism like Hydra is important. A Hydra is made up of different type of cell, and the number of cell in each type of can be in thousand. The human body is composed of a billion cell to perform various functions. Our human body is composed billion of cell. Understand, billion of cell to perform various function of our body. Then in multicellular animal, the group of similar cells along with intercellular substance perform a specific function. Such an organization is called tissue. The similar cells are integrated when the tissue is called the group of cells which perform a specific function. It's known as the tissue. Okay. You may be surprised to know that all complex animals consist of only 4 types of tissue. All complex animals like human are composed of 4 basic types of tissues. These tissues are organized in specific portion and pattern. These tissues are organized in specific portion and pattern to form an organ like stomach, lung, heart, kidney, etc. When two or more organs perform a common function by their physical and chemical interaction, they together form organ system. For example, digestive system, respiratory system, cells, tissue, organs, and organ systems split up of the work in a way that exhibit division of labor and contribute to the survival of the body as a whole. Then let's study about the animal tissue. What is animal tissue? The structure of the cell vary according to their function. According to function, the structure of cell is vary, that is different in different cells. Therefore, the tissue are different and broadly classified into 4 types. According to their function, the structure of the cell is vary. That's why the tissue is are different, and these are broadly classified into 4 types. That is the epithelial, connective, muscular, neural. Then that is epithelial cell. The commonly referred to an epithelial tissue as an epithelium. Plural form is epithelia. Epithelium plural form is epithelia. The tissue has a free surface. The tissue has a free surface which either a body fluid or the outside environment thus provide covering or a lining of some part of the body. The cells are compactly packed with intercellular matrix. It is important star mark. The compactly packed intercellular matrix. Okay, therefore there are 2 types of epithelial tissue, namely there are 2 types of epithelial cells, namely simple epithelium and compound epithelium. The simple epithelium is composed of a single layer. The cells of the function as a lining for the body cavity, ducts and tubes. The compound epithelium consists of 2 or more cell layer and has a protection function as it does in our skin. As the simple epithelium and compound epithelium are the 2 types of epithelial tissue. The simple epithelium is composed of single layer. Where it is found in a cavity, duct and a tube. And the compound epithelium is found is consists of 2 or more cell layer. That it is protect function like in our skin is present, that is a compound epithelium. Okay. Then, on the basis of structural modification, the cells of epithelium is further. On the basis of structural modification, the cell रे जो structural modification ହେଇଥିଲା ताकू नेकी पुणी ताकू three types यूज डिवाइड कराइछि. प्रथम है स्क्वामस एपिथेलियम, तापर क्यूबोइडल एपिथेलियम, देन कॉलमनार एपिथेलियम. तापर flattened cell, cube like cell, tall cell. Flattened cell, the cells are very flat and thin, and cubical cell like a cube, and tall cell means the cells are tall, and head nucleus is present below the cell. Then simple epithelium is divided into squamous, cuboidal, and columnar cell bearing cilia. Okay, let's study this. The squamous epithelium is made up of single thin layer flattened cell with irregular boundaries. Here is not definite boundaries. Here is irregular boundaries are present. They are found in the wall of the blood vessel. The squamous epithelium is found in the wall of the blood vessels, and the 8 sacs of lung are involved in functions like forming a diffusion boundary. The cuboidal epithelium is composed of single layer of cube-like cell. This is commonly found in a duct of glands and the tubular parts of the nephron in kidney. Okay. Squamous epithelium were found. The squamous epithelium is found in the walls of the blood vessel, the walls of the blood vessel, the walls of the blood vessel, and air sacs of the lung, and air sacs of the lung. The squamous epithelium is found in the walls of the blood vessels, the walls of the blood vessels, and air sacs of the lung, the walls of the blood vessel, and air sacs of the lung. The squamous epithelium is found. Then the cuboidal epithelium is found. The cuboidal epithelium is found. Where is the cuboidal epithelium found? The cuboidal epithelium is composed of a single layer. Uh, the squamous epithelium is composed of thin layer, but the cuboidal epithelium is composed of single cube-like cells, single layer. This is commonly duct of the gland and tubular parts of the nephron. The question will be asked with the duct of the gland and tubular cell part of the nephron in kidney, and its remaining function are secretion and absorption are occur by this. You will be answer this question cuboidal epithelium. Here the cuboidal epithelium will be the correct answer. Then the epithelium of proximal convoluted tubule PCT of nephron in kidney has microvilli. The columnar epithelium is composed of a single layer of tall and slender cells. Okay, the columnar epithelium is composed of single layer, like cuboidal epithelium. Their nuclei are located at the base, but in cuboidal epithelium, the nuclei are located in middle of the cell. But in columnar epithelium, the cells are found in the base. Then the free surface may have microvilli. The free surface in columnar epithelium, the free surface may have microvilli. The columnar epithelium The columnar epithelium is composed of a single layer of a tall, slender cell. Their nuclei are located at the base. Free surface may have microvilli. They are found in lining of the stomach and intestine. The lining of the stomach and intestine. The lining of stomach and intestine. Lining of stomach and intestine. Okay, got it? Then they are found in the lining of the columnar and cuboidal cells bearing cilia. Free surface, they are called ciliated epithelium. The microvilli, they are found in lining of stomach and intestine and help in secretion absorption. Okay, then if the columnar or cuboidal epithelium bearing cilia, if the columnar and cuboidal epithelium is bearing cilia, then bearing cilia, then their free surface is called ciliated epithelium. If columnar and cuboidal epithelium is composed of what? Composed of cilia, then their free surface are composed of a ciliated epithelium. Their function is move particle or mucus. Their function is to move particle or mucus in a specific direction. The ciliated epithelium, what is the purpose of ciliated epithelium? Ciliated epithelium purpose is to move particle or mucus in a specific direction. Then over the epithelium, okay, then they are mainly present in inner surface of hollow organ like bronchial and fallopian tube. Let's take quick revision of epithelial cell. Okay, the type of epithelium is mainly two types, that is simple epithelium or compound epithelium. Simple epithelium, what is simple epithelium? When a single layer of epithelial cell is present over basement membrane, that is called simple epithelium. What is the compound epithelium? When two or more layers of epithelial cells are present in over basement membrane, that is called compound epithelium. Here is the example of compound epithelium. 1 1 1 by the 1 1 over the 1, but here is a simple epithelium, but that's a single line of the cell. Then type of a simple epithelium. The simple epithelium is mainly three types, okay? That is the simple squamous epithelium, and then simple cuboidal epithelium, then simple columnar epithelium. Okay? Simple squamous epithelium is mainly help in filtration, then Bowman's capsule. It is a simple squamous epithelium is present in filtration, Bowman's capsule, and present in blood vessels. Okay? Here is some last point. The cells of the simple squamous epithelium are attached to each other like a tiles. You know the tiles that it design the home in tiles. That is the tiles. The simple squamous epithelium are attached to each other like tiles on floor. This epithelium is called as the pavement membrane. Okay. Here is the simple cuboidal epithelium. Here is a single layer or cube-like cells are present. The nucleus are present at the center, that is round, and its function is secretion and absorption. The tubular parts of the nephron are present. Then, where we move simple columnar epithelium. The pillar-like cells are present. Here is the tall and slender cells are present. Here is the nucleus is present at the lower part of the cell and function is secretion and absorption. Then it's a it is a modification. Sorry, the simple columnar epithelium is located on the stomach and the liver. Let's study simple cuboidal epithelium and simple columnar epithelium modification. Here the question is asked in NEET 2024. That's why it is important to study. The modification, that is microvilli and cilia. The finger-like structure is present, formed from the plasma membrane of the surface of the cell. There is a broad border tissue. Microvilli is called. They increase the surface of the area, that is 20 times, and that is help in absorption. Okay. Then the hair-like in the cilia, the hair-like structure. Okay, that is attached to the basement membrane. The simple cross-border epithelium microvilli is divided into mainly two types, that is simple cuboidal cross-border epithelium and simple columnar cross-border epithelium. The simple cuboidal cross-border epithelium is found in a PCT, that is proximal convoluted tubule, that is nephron. It is the question that is asked in NEET 2024. The simple columnar epithelium, columnar cross-border epithelium is found in our small intestine, which help in digest food, is absorption. Then the simple ciliated epithelium is also divided into two types, that simple cuboidal ciliated epithelium and simple columnar ciliated epithelium. The simple cuboidal ciliated epithelium is found in bronchioles, but simple columnar ciliated epithelium is found in fallopian tube of oviduct. Okay. Then the glandular epithelium. It is present in the gland. It is a simple epithelium. Cells are generally cuboidal, okay, or columnar. This has great power of synthesis and secretion. Okay, glands are mainly unicellular or multicellular. Next move, that is a couplet modified columnar is important, is found in NEET 2020. Okay, the some columnar or cuboidal get specialized secretion is called glandular epithelium. Here we study just glandular epithelium. There are mainly two types, that is consisting of isolated glandular cell, that is a couplet cell, or elementary canal of the elementary canal, and the multicellular, the consisting of cluster of cell, that is salivary gland. And on the basis of the mode of the pairing of our secretion and gland are divided into two categories, namely exocrine or endocrine. The exocrine glands are secrete mucus, saliva, earwax, oil, milk, digestive enzyme, and other products, and these products are released through the duct of the tube. It consists of endocrine gland but do not have a duct. But in endocrine gland, it is not do not have any duct. There is product called hormones. Okay, in endocrine gland, there is only hormones are produced, secreted directly into the fluid bathing the gland, that is in blood. Okay, then let's study about the compound epithelium. In compound epithelium is made up of more than one layer of the cell, thus it is limited role in secretion and absorption. The main function is to provide protection against the chemical and mechanical stress. The compound epithelium main function what? The main function of the compound epithelium is the protection against the chemical and mechanical stress. They cover the dry surface of the skin, the most surface of the buccal cavity. They cover the dry surface of the skin and the most surface of the buccal cavity. Okay, that is a compound epithelium. Pharynx, the inner lining duct of salivary gland, and it is a pancreatic duct. The line is asked in 2024 or to NEET 2014. Okay, all the cell in epithelium is held together with little intercellular material. In linearly, the animal tissue specialized junction provide both structural and functional links. Okay, all the animal cells have their both structural and functional links between individual cells. In three cells of the cell junctions. Okay, three type of the cell junction are found in epithelium and other tissue. These cells are the tight cell junction, then adhering cell junction, then gap junction. Okay, tight cell junction, then adhering cell junction, then gap junction. In tight junction help to stop substance from leaking across the tissue. Okay, the what is the help of what is the work of tight junction? The work of the tight junction is to stop substance from leaking across the tissue. Okay, the tight junction help to stop substance from leaking across the tissue. The adhering junction perform cementing to keep neighboring cell together. Adhering cell uh, adhering cell is a cementing. Adhering cells perform cementing. Keep neighbor cell together. Gap junction is a facilitate the cell to communicate with each other by connecting the cytoplasm of the adjoining cell for the rapid transfer of ion, small molecule, and some big molecule. Okay. Connective tissue. The connective tissue are the most abundant and widely distributed in the body of the complex animal. They are named connective tissue because of their special function linking in supporting the tissue organ of the range of the body. The range from soft connective tissue to specialized types include cartilage, bone, adipose, and blood. In all connective tissue except blood, the cells secrete fibers of structural proteins called collagen or elastin. In all connective tissue except blood, the cells secrete fibers of structural protein called collagen or elastin. Okay. In all connective tissue except blood, the cells secrete the fibers of the structural protein called collagen or elastin. The fibers provide strength, elasticity, and flexibility. The fiber what provide? The fiber provide strength, elasticity, and flexibility to the tissue. The cells are also secrete modified polysaccharides which accumulate between the cell and fiber and act as the matrix ground substance. The connective tissue are classified into three types, that is loose connective tissue, dense connective tissue, and specialized connective tissue. The loose connective tissue has the cells and fiber loosely arranged in a semi-fluid ground substance. For example, the areolar tissue present beneath the skin. Often it serves as a support framework for epithelium. It contains fibroblasts, the cells that produce and secrete fibers, the macrophages and mast cells. The adipose tissue is another type of loose connective tissue located mainly beneath the skin. The cells of these tissues are specialized to store fat. Adipose tissue are specialized to store fat. Adipose tissue specialized to store fat. Adipose tissue are specialized to store fats. The excess of nutrients which are not used immediately is converted into fat and are stored in this tissue. The fibers and fibroblasts are compactly packed in the dense connective tissue. The fibers and fibroblasts are compactly packed in dense connective tissue. The orientation of the fibers show a irregular pattern. This is called dense regular or dense irregular tissue. The fibers or fibroblasts are compactly packed in the dense connective tissue. the orientation of the fibers show the regular or irregular pattern. Okay, this is called dense irregular or dense regular or irregular tissues. In the dense regular connective tissue, the collagen fiber are present in rows between many parallel bundles of fibers. The tendons which attack skeletal muscle to bone and the ligament which attach one bone to another are example of the tissue. Okay, what is tendon? Tendon is attached skeletal muscle to bone. It is the most important short question. The ligament which is attached bone to another, which is joint bone to bone. That is called ligament, and the which is connect or attach skeletal muscle to bone, that is called tendons. Okay, the irregular connective tissue has a fibroblast and the many fiber, mostly collagen. The irregular connective tissue has a fibroblast. Okay, the irregular connective tissue has a fibroblast, mostly collagen, are oriented differently. The tissue is present in skin, cartilage. The tissue is present in the skin that are oriented differently. Okay, this tissue is present in skin. Which tissue? Dense irregular connective tissue. Okay, dense irregular connective tissue. Dense irregular connective tissue has a fibroblast and many fibers that oriented differently. This tissue is present in skin. Then the cartilage. Cartilage bones are various type of specialized connective tissues. The intercellular material of cartilage is solid and pliable and resist compression. The bones and bloods are various type of specialized connective tissue. Okay, this irregular material of cartilage is solid and pliable and resist compression. The cells of this tissue are chondrocyte and enclosed in a small cavity within a matrix secreted by them. Most of the cartilage in vertebrate embryos are replaced by the bone in adult. Cartilage is present at the tip of the nose, outer ear joint between the adjacent bone of the vertebral column. Limbs and hands in adult. Okay, bones have a hard and non-pliable ground substances rich in calcium salt and collagen fiber, which give bone its strength. Bones are hard and non-pliable. Okay, bones are hard and non-pliable ground substance rich in calcium. Okay, which ion? Calcium salt and collagen fiber, which give bone strength. Bone its strength. It is the main tissue that provides the structural frame to the body. Bones support and protect the softer tissue of the organ. The bone cells are osteocytes and the present in the species called leucane. The bone cells called osteocytes and are present in species called leucone. Limb bones, such as the long bone of the length, serve a weight bearing function. They also interact with skeletal muscle attached to them to bring about movements. The bone marrow in some bones is the site of production of blood cells. The blood is a fluid connective tissue containing plasma red blood cell, that is the RBC, the white blood cell, that is the WBC, and the platelets. It is the main circular fluid that help in the transport of various type of substances. You will learn more in chapter 17 and 18. Okay, let's see the diagrams. The collagen fiber and the cartilaginous cartilage cell, that is a chondrocyte. Okay, it is the bone. What is it? It is the bone. It is WBC, platelets, RBC, platelets. Okay, then each muscle is made up of many long cylindrical fibers arranged in parallel arrays. Each muscle is made up of many long and cylindrical fibers arranged in parallel arrays. Fibers are composed of numerous fine fibrils called myofibrils. Muscles fiber contract, shorten in response to stimulation, then relax, lengthen in return to their uncontrolled state in a coordinated fashion. Their action moves the body to adjust to the change in the environment and to maintain the position of the various parts of the body. In general, muscle play an important role in the movement of the body. Muscle are the three types, that is skeletal, smooth and cardiac. The muscle are mainly three types. Muscle are mainly three types, that is one is what? One is skeletal muscle, then smooth muscle, then cardiac muscle. Skeletal muscle. What is skeletal muscle? Skeletal muscle is closely attached to the skeletal bone. Skeletal muscles are closely attached. In typical muscles such as the biceps, striated, skeletal muscle fiber are bundled together in a parallel fashion. A sheath of tough connective tissue is enclosed in several bundle of muscle fiber. You will learn more about this chapter in chapter 20. Okay. Then this is the striations. This is the skeletal muscle. Here is the striation is present, and in middle nucleus are present. In B, that is smooth muscle tissue, and in C, that is the cardiac muscle tissue. C is the cardiac muscle tissue. Then in smooth muscle, fiber taper at both end and fusiform. Here you see in diagram, in smooth muscle fibers are taper at the end, both end, and fusiform, and do not show striations. Do not show any striation. Then cell junction hold them together and they are bundled together in a connective tissue sheath. The wall of internal organs such as blood vessels, stomach and intestine contain this type of muscle tissue. Smooth muscles are involuntary as their functioning cannot be directly controlled. We usually are not able to make it contract merely by thinking about it as I can do with skeletal muscle. Cardiac muscle tissue is a contractile tissue present only in the heart. Cardiac muscle tissue is a contractile tissue. Okay, cardiac muscle tissue is a contractile tissue present only in heart. The cardiac muscle tissue is present only in heart. Cell junctions fuse the plasma membrane of cardiac muscle cell and make them stick together. Communication junction on unit, that is when one cell receives a signal to contract, its neighbors are all stimulated to contract. Then let's revise it quickly from note. Muscular tissue, the type of muscle in our body. That is three types: skeletal muscle, smooth muscle, cardiac muscle. Skeletal muscle, these muscles are attached to our body's bone from our skeletal system. So these muscles are called skeletal muscle. As the tendon is present, skeletal muscle and bone. The ligament is present, that is the tendon ligament. Then the voluntary muscles, the skeletal muscles are voluntary. The skeletal muscles can contract or relax as per our willpower. That is our contraction and relaxation is under our control. Here is the bicep is present. Bicep muscle is made up of many skeletal muscle cells. Skeletal muscle cells equal to skeletal muscle fiber. Here is the skeletal muscle cells, and it is cylindrical shape and multinucleated. Skeletal muscle cell or fiber are present. Here is the myofibril is present. It is the black dots are dark band and the white gap are light band. Each skeletal muscle cell or fiber contain many rod-like structure. Each myofibril is made up of mainly actin, myosin, and tropomyosin protein. Each myofibril made up of mainly actin, myosin, tropomyosin protein. Then actin and myosin are arranged in such a way we observe light and dark band on a myofibril. Striated or striped skeletal muscles are present. Let's read about the smooth muscle. The smooth muscle are visceral muscle. These are found in our internal visceral organ, for example, stomach, small, large intestine, then uterus, fallopian tube, urinary bladder, ureter, blood vessels, etc. Involuntary muscle. Their contraction and relaxation is not in our control or willpower. Smooth muscle, then the smooth muscle cells. Smooth muscle, many smooth muscle cells are present. Smooth muscle cell equal to smooth muscle fiber. Its shape is a spindle shape and a uninucleated spindle, wide in mid part but tapering at the end. In the mid part it is wide but at the end it is a tap end. তারপরে each smooth muscle also contain myofibril rod-like structure. Myofibril is made up of actin and myosin protein, but we do not observe dark and light band in a myofibril of a smooth muscle fiber. Smooth muscle cell fiber are not striated. Here is the connective tissue sheath is present in smooth muscle. The connective tissue sheath is present. Let's move towards cardiac muscle that is found in our heart. Heart has myocardium, which is made up of cardiac muscle. It is involuntary muscle. Then cardiac muscle is present in our heart. Cardiac muscle also contain many cardiac muscles. Here is the nucleus is present, cylindrical and or branched, uninucleated. It is not multinucleated, it is uninucleated. They also contain myofibril made up of actin and myosin protein. Cardiac muscle cell is faintly striated. Cardiac muscle fiber is faintly striated. Cardiac muscle fibers, that is intercalated disc, is present in cardiac muscle cell and cardiac muscle 2. In two cardiac muscle cell, intercalated disc is present, place where two cardiac muscle cells or fiber come closer and join. Both of their plasma membrane get modified to form intercalated disc. Adhering junction or gap junction is also present. Let's read what is neural tissue. Neural tissue exert the greatest control over the body, responsive to changing conditions. Neurons, the unit of neural system, are excitable cells. The neuroglial cell, which constitute the rest of the neural system, protects and support the neurons. The neuroglia make up of more than one half volume of the neural tissue in our body. When a neuron is stimulated, an electrical disturbance is generated which swiftly travel along with the plasma. Here is the diagram of neural tissue is present. The end part is known as axon. It is their cell body and with nucleus dendrites. Here is the neuroglia is present. Neural tissue neuron with neuroglia. Then membrane arrival of the disturbance of neurons ending or output zone triggers events that may cause stimulation or inhibition of adjacent neuron and other cell. You will study detail in chapter 21. Neural tissue or nervous tissue. Neural tissue is mainly two types, that is neuron and neuroglial cell. Neuron, the structural and functional unit of nervous tissue. Longest cell of the body. Neuron are the longest cell of the body, are the excitable respond towards the stimulus. Shows conduction of passing of the impulse, that is excitation, throughout its plasma membrane. Help in transmission of impulse. Information pass from one neuron to other. Let's revise it again. Neuron are the structural and functional unit of nervous tissue. Longest cell of the body, are the excitable response towards the stimulus, source conduction and throughout the plasma membrane and help in transmission of impulse. Information pass from one neuron to other. Here is the neuroglial cell is present. It is important. It makes up more than 50% volume of the entire neural tissue. Function, it's a support the neuron and also help packaging of neuron. Okay, what is the function of neuroglial cell? Its a function is it support the neuron and also help in packing. It will help in packaging of neurons. Protect the neuron, for example, swan cell or oligodendrites. What is swan cell? From mice, from myelin sheath in peripheral nervous system. Oligodendrites from myelin sheath in central nervous system. Neuron has three parts. Neuron has three parts. That is cell body or is soma, cyton or perichiron, then axon, then last part is dendrites. Here is the structure of neural tissue. It's in the dotted red part. Red part is called nucleus granule present in our cell body. It is called cell body or cyton. Soma, perichiron. Peri means around, chiron means nucleus. Cytoplasm is present. Exoplasm means cytoplasm of axon. Then the center cell body center is present, that is nucleus. Then other part is axon. Axon is the longest cytoplasm extension. Exolemma is the plasma membrane of the axon. Nodes of Ranvier. The gap present between the axon is known as the nodes of Ranvier. Axon terminal. This part is the axonal terminal, and the branching of axon telodendrites. This has the synaptic nerve, that is bulb-like structure is present, and the synaptic vessels. In synaptic nerve, synaptic vessels are present. The synaptic vessels secrete neurotransmitters, chemical with vesicle for future communication. The neurotransmitter help in future communication. Myelin sheath, lipid-rich layer. Uh, it's a discontinuous layer, act as a insulation. Myelin sheath act as insulation. Free conduction across this is not possible. Nodes of Ranvier. Gap between adjacent myelin for free conduction possible. That is called nodes of Ranvier. Some important points that is Nissel's granule made of RER, that is rough endoplasmic reticulum plus ribosome. Nissel's granules are made up of rough endoplasmic reticulum and ribosome. Its function is protein synthesis. Nessel's granules function is protein synthesis. When a stimulus given, excitation occur, then electrical disturbance created. The disturbance travel across the exolemma. The adjacent neuron may be stimulated or may be inhibited depending upon the stimulus. Let's read frogs. The frogs can live both on land and in fresh water and belong to class Amphibia of phylum Chordata. The most common species of frog found in India is Rana tigrina. The most common frog found in India is Rana tigrina. They do not have constant body temperature. Their body temperature varies with the temperature of the environment. Such animals are called cold-blooded or poikilotherms. You might have also noticed change in color of the frog while they are in grasses or on the dry land. They have the ability to change the color of hide them from their enemies, that is a camouflage. This protective coloration is called mimicry. They hide from their enemies with the change in color of their body. This is known as the camouflage, and this protective coloration is known as mimicry. You may also know that frogs are not seen during peak summer and winter. During the period they take shelter in deep burrow to protect from extreme heat and cold. This is known as summer sleep, that is estivation. It is an important point that summer sleep is known as estivation and winter sleep is known as hibernation. Okay, let's move another, that is morphology. Morphology of a frog. Have you ever touched the skin of the frog? The skin is smooth and slippery due to presence of mucus. The skin is always maintained in a moist condition. The color of a dorsal side of a body is generally olive green. Here you see the dorsal side of the frog is olive green. Then, with dark irregular spot, here the dark irregular spots are also present. Here you see. Then on the ventral side, the skin is uniformly pale yellow. The frog never drink water. With the amazing point that frog never drink water but absorb it through skin. Body is a frog is divisible into head and trunk. A neck and a tail are absent. Above the mouth, a pair of nostrils are present. Eyes bulged and covered by a nictitating membrane that protect them while in water. On either side of eyes, a membranous tympanum, that is ear, is present, receives sound signals, and forelimbs and hindlimbs help in swimming, walking, leaping, burrowing. Okay, then the hind limb end in 5 digit. They are larger and muscular. The hind limbs are larger and muscular than forelimb. Okay, that end in 4 digit. 5 feet have webbed digits that help in swimming. Frogs exhibit sexual dimorphism. Male frogs can distinguish by the presence of sound vocal sac. It is also a vocal sac and also a copulatory pad on the first digit of forelimb, which are absent in female frog. Then frogs are frogs. The body of let's study about anatomy. Let's study about anatomy. The body cavity of a frog accommodates different organ systems such as the digestive, circulatory, respiratory, nervous, excretory, and reproductive system with well-developed structure and function. The digestive system consists of alimentary canal and digestive gland. The alimentary canal is short because the frogs are carnivores and hence the legume of hence the length of intestine is reduced. Okay. Here the assertion reason question will be asked why the alimentary canal of the frog is short because the frogs are carnivores and hence the length of the intestine is reduced. The mouth open into vocal cavity that leads to the esophagus of pharynx. Esophagus is a short tube that opens into stomach, which in turn continues as intestine, rectum, and finally opens outside by the cloaca. Liver secrete bile that is stored in and finally opened outside by the cloaca. Liver secrete bile that is stored in the gallbladder. Then pancreas, a digestive gland, produces pancreatic juice. Here is the structure. Here is the structure of frog. Here is the structure of a frog. Diagram represents the internal organ of the frog, showing complete digestive system. Here is the heart is present. Heart, then esophagus, then gallbladder, lungs, four fat bodies, kidney, stomach, liver, then urinary bladder, cloacal aperture is present. Then containing digestive enzyme. Food is the captured by bilobed tongue. Digestion of food takes place by the action of HCl and gastric juice secreted from wall of the stomach. Gastric juice is secreted by the wall of the stomach. The food is captured by the bilobed tongue. Digestion of the food takes place. Digestion of the food takes place by the action of HCl and gastric juice secreted the wall of the stomach. partially digested food called chyme is passed from stomach to fast body of the small intestine, the duodenum. The partial digested food is called chyme. Understand? It passed from stomach to the first part of the small intestine. It is also asked in exam, that is what is the first part of the intestine, small intestine, that is duodenum. The duodenum receives bile from gallbladder and pancreatic juice from pancreas through common bile duct. Bile emulsifies fat and pancreatic juice digest carbohydrate and protein. Final digestion takes place in the intestine. Okay, where the final digestion it takes place? Asked in exam, the answer is intestine. Digested food is absorbed by the numerous finger-like fold of inner wall intestine called villi or microvilli. The undigested solid waste moved into rectum and passed out through cloaca. Okay. The frog are respire on land, in water by two different methods. In water, skin acts as the aquatic respiratory organ, that is cutaneous respiration. The dissolved oxygen is the water is exchanged through skin by dilution on land. The buccal cavity, skin and lungs act as a respiratory organ. On land, which organs act as the respiratory organ? The buccal cavity, skin, and lungs are the respiratory organ. The respiration by lung are called pulmonary respiration. The lungs are a pair of elongated pink colored sac. Okay, which color? Pink colored sac like structure present in upper part of the trunk region, that is thorax. Pink colored sac like structure present in the upper part of the trunk region, that is thorax. Then air enter through the nostril into the into the nostril into the buccal cavity and then to lungs during estivation. During estivation and hibernation, gaseous exchange takes place through skin. The vascular system frogs is well developed closed type frog. Closed type. The vascular system of the frog is well developed. Which type? Closed type, not open type. The frog have a lymphatic system also. The blood vascular system involved heart, blood vessels, and blood. In blood vascular system involved what? That is heart, blood vessel, and blood. The lymphatic system consisting of lymph, lymph channels, and lymph nodes. Heart is a muscular structure situated in the upper part of the buccal cavity. Heart is which structure? Muscular structure situated in the upper part of the body cavity. Body cavity, upper part of the body cavity, heart is present. It has three chambers, two atria, and one ventricle, and is covered by a membrane called pericardium. Okay. The three chambers, that is two atria and one ventricle, is covered by a membrane that is known as pericardium. The triangular structure is known as a sinus venosus, but it in which that is sinus venosus join the right atrium. The triangular structure called sinus venosus join the which atrium? Right atrium. It receives blood through the major vein called vena cava. The ventricle open into a sac like a conus arterius on the ventral side of the heart. The blood from the heart is carried to all parts of the body by the arteries, that is arterial system. The vein collect blood from different part of the body to the heart and form the venous system. The special venous condition between the liver and the intestine, as well as the kidney. The venous connection, where the venous connection is found. In exam, it will ask where the venous connection is found. You will be asked to say this answer, that is between the liver and intestine, as well as the kidney and lower part of the body are present in frog. Where the liver and intestine as well as the kidney and lower part of the body are present in frog. The former is called hepatic portal system. The former is called hepatic portal system and latter is called renal portal system. The former is called hepatic portal system and the latter is called renal portal system. Understand? The body is composed of the blood is composed of plasma and the cell. The body cells are RBC or erythrocyte, WBC, white blood cell or leukocyte, and platelets. The blood is composed of RBC, red blood cell, the erythrocyte, or WBC, white blood cell, leukocyte, and platelets. RBC are nucleated and containing red colored pigments, namely hemoglobin. The lymph is different from blood. It lacks few protein and RBC. The blood carries nutrients, gases, and water to respective sites during circulation. The circulation of the blood is achieved by the pumping action of the muscular heart. Then, elimination of nitrogen waste. The elimination of nitrogen waste is carried out by well-developed excretory system. The excretory system consists of pair of kidney, ureter, cloaca, and urinary bladder. These are compacted, dark red, and bean-like structures situated at little posterior in the body cavity on both sides of the vertebral column. Each kidney is composed of several structural and functional units called uriniferous tubules or nephrons. Two ureter emerge from kidney in female frogs. The ureter act as a urinogenital duct which open into the cloaca. In female, the ureter and the oviduct. The ureter and the oviduct separately in the cloaca. The thin-walled urinary bladder is present ventral to the rectum, which also open in the cloaca. The frog, the frog excretes urea and thus is a ureotelic. The frog is ureotelic because of it excrete urea. Excretory waste are carried by blood into the kidney where it is separated or excreted. The system of control and coordination is highly evolved in the frog. It includes both neural system and endocrine gland. The chemical coordination of the various organs of the body is achieved by the hormone which are secreted by endocrine gland. The prominent endocrine glands found in pituitary. Prominent endocrine gland is found in pituitary, thyroid, parathyroid, thymus, pineal body, pancreatic islet, adrenal, and gonads. The nervous system is organized into a central nervous system. That is, the nervous system is organized into a central nervous system, that is brain and spinal cord, a peripheral nervous system, that is a cranial and spinal nerve, and an autonomic nervous system, that is sympathetic and parasympathetic. There are 10 pairs of cranial nerves arising from the brain. Brain is enclosed in a bony structure called brain box, that is a cranium. The brain is divided into forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. The forebrain include olfactory lobes, paired central diencephalon. The midbrain is characterized by a pair of optic lobes, hindbrain consisting of cerebellum and medulla oblongata. The medulla oblongata passes out through the foramen magnum and continues into spinal cord, which is enclosed in vertebral column. Frog has a different type of sense organ, namely of touch, that is sensory papillae, taste buds, smell, nasal epithelium, vision, eye, and hearing tympanum is the internal ears. Out of these, eyes and internal ears are well organized structure, and the rest are cellular aggregation around the nerve ending. The eyes in a frog are a pair of spherical structure situated in the orbit in skull. These are simple eye processing only one unit. External ear is absent in frog. Okay, external ear is absent in frog and only tympanum can be seen externally. The ear is an organ of hearing as well as balancing, that is equilibrium. The ear of the organ of hearing and also balancing. Okay, let's read. Frog have a well organized male and female reproductive system. Male reproductive organ consisting of a pair of yellowish ovoid testes. The male reproductive system is contain yellowish ovoid testes. Figure 7.3. Let's see figure 7.3. Here is the figure 7.3. Here's the male reproductive system. Bhasa efferentia is present. Vasa efferentia is present. Testes, fat bodies, kidney, urinogenital duct, cloaca, cloacal aperture, urinary bladder, rectum, adrenal gland, etc. Then, which are found in adhered to the upper part of the kidney. The yellowish ovate testis in male is found adhered to upper part of the kidney by a double fold of peritoneum called mesochorium. Upper part of the kidney by a double fold of peritoneum. Okay, the yellowish ovate testis is present upper part of the kidney by a double fold peritoneum called mesochorium. Double fold peritoneum called mesochorium. Vasa efferentia are 10 to 12 in number that arises from testis. Then vasa efferentia is enter into the kidney on their side and open into the Peters canal. Finally, it communicates with the urinogenital duct that comes out of the kidney and opens into the cloaca. The cloaca is a small median chamber that is used to pass fecal matter, urine and sperm to the excreta. The female reproductive organ include pair of ovaries. The ovaries are situated near the kidney. There is no functional connection with kidney. A pair of oviduct arising from the ovaries open into the cloaca separately. A mature female can lay 2500 to 3000 ova at a time. 2500 से 3000 ova. Fertilization is external. It takes place in water. Development involves a large larval stage called a tadpole, and the tadpole undergo metamorphosis. Tadpole undergo metamorphosis to form the adult. Then frogs are the beneficial for mankind. Frogs are the beneficial for the mankind because they eat insects and protect the crop. And frogs mainly ecological balance because they serve as an important link of food chain and food web in the ecosystem. In some countries, the muscular legs of the frog are used as a food by man. Oh my god. Then let's take a quick revision on frog. Frog is the classification is kingdom is Animalia, phylum is Chordata, subphylum is Vertebrata, superclass is Tetrapoda, class is amphibian. The most common species of the frog found in India is Rana tigrina. The genus is Rana and species is Tigrina. Here is the general characteristics. They belong to the amphibia. Amphi means dual, bia means life. It can live both on land and water. They are poikilotherms or cold-blooded. They do not have constant body temperature. Changes with the change in the temperature during peak summer and peak winter. Frogs are not spotted. Make deep burrow and go to estivation and hibernation. Estivation is summer sleep and hibernation is winter sleep. When on land, it takes place color. When on land, it takes the color of the land or grass. It takes the color of the grass. The color change that is known as camouflage. This protective coloration to hide from enemy. Two is known as the mimicry. The morphology, that is the external appearance, the body is divisible into head and trunk and neck, tail is absent. The color of the body is dorsally olive green and ventrally pale yellow. The color of the body is dorsally olive green and ventrally pale yellow. Understand? Then the skin is moist, smooth, and slippery, has a lot of mucus. Frog never drinks water but absorbs through skin. Here is the dorsal side and eye, mouth, forelimb, vertebral ventral part, and it's a hind limb. In forelimb, that is 4 digit is present, but in hind limb, forelimb 5 digit are present, but in hind limb, 4 digits are present. They have a pair of eyes present within the orbit of skull. To protect their eyes underwater, they have a covering over it known as the nictitating membrane. Behind the eye, a membranous fold is the tympanum is present to receive the sound or vibration. Above the mouth, a pair of nostrils is present. Limbs are two types, that is forelimb and hind limb. Forelimb is one pair, hind limb is also one pair. In forelimb, 4 digits are present, but in hind limb, 5 digits are present. Limbs are help in walking, leaping, burrowing, and swimming. Then here is the question is present. Which of the following are the characteristic striated muscle? Striated muscle fibers are cylindrical, syncytical, cylindrical, striated, branched, cylindrical, striated, unnucleated, cylindrical, syncytial, and unbranched. These all options are correct, but option A, B, and D are correct, but option C is incorrect. Then sexual dimorphism. Sexual dimorphism, yes, sexual dimorphism is present in frog. A male frog can be distinguished from female frog by the following. A well-developed vocal sac are present in the male frog, which is used to produce croaking sound during the breeding season. A copulatory pad is present in the first digit of the forelimb. It helps in holding female body during the copulation. Anatomy. Anatomy is an internal structure. Frog has a body cavity. Body cavity required for the placing all the organ system, that is digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system, excretory system, nervous system, and a reproductive system. Digestive system, that is the alimentary canal plus digestive gland. Alimentary canal, that is the frog's alimentary canal, is shorter, and because they are carnivores that meat eating, alimentary canal are simple tubes start from the mouth to the cloaca. Digestive system, that is the liver and pancreas, digestive gland. Then parts of the alimentary canal: mouth, buccal cavity, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, then intestine. The sequence is asked in exam. Let's revise it again. Mouth, then buccal cavity, then pharynx, then esophagus, then stomach, then intestine. Intestine is also two types, that is duodenum. Intestine is three types: duodenum, ileum, and rectum. Duodenum and ileum is a small intestine, and rectum is a large intestine. In large intestine, then cloaca is present. Then cloaca open outside via cloacal aperture. Here is the structure, alimentary canal of the frog, that is esophagus, and liver is present, then stomach, then chyme is present, digested food, then duodenum, ileum, and rectum. On other side, gallbladder is present, bile duct, pancreas, pancreatic duct, then common bile duct, then cloaca, cloacal aperture, mechanism of digestion. The food is gathered with the help of bilobed tongue, which is also prehensile, move outward or inward. The tongue is two lobes, the buccal cavity, then pharynx. The food is first goes to buccal cavity, then pharynx, then esophagus, then stomach. Stomach digest start here. Then gastric glands are produced. Gastric juice with HCl and contain enzyme like pepsinogen. Pepsinogen is a protein digestive enzyme. Food mixes with digestive tissue now is known as the chyme. Then small intestine, duodenum. Duodenum is here the partial digested food from stomach move into duodenum. Livers liver synthesis bile with stored in gallbladder. From gallbladder, bile duct arises from the fuses with the pancreatic duct. From pancreas to from common bile duct. Duodenum receive from common bile duct, that is bile and pancreatic juice. Function is emulsification. Then it has an enzyme to digest and protein and carbohydrate. Emulsification, that is large fat droplets, is it breaks into small fat droplets. Then it goes into ileum. In ileum, digestion completes here. In intestine, mainly involved absorption of end parts of the digestion. Then rectum, in rectum water is absorption occur. In cloaca, undigested unabsorbed fecal matter passed out from cloaca via cloacal aperture. Here is the cloaca is present. In cloaca, many ducts are together here. Excretory canal, aperture, alimentary canal, then reproductive canal. Then cloacal aperture is present. Cloaca is a common chamber in which opening of three system is seen: alimentary plus reproductive plus excretory. Note, the numerous villi or microvilli help in absorption of the end product of the digestion present in intestine, that is ileum. Here is the villi or microvilli is present. This curved line is known as a villi. The epithelium of ileum present as a finger-like plasma projection. Then it is the microvilli is the fold of a plasma membrane of the individual cell. Okay, then let's read respiration of the frog. In water, cutaneous respiration occur. Respiration via skin is highly vascular. Dissolved oxygen in water is skin. During hibernation, cutaneous respiration is occurred. Hibernation and estivation. On land, cutaneous respiration occur. Buccal respiration or buccopharyngeal respiration. Pulmonary respiration, respiration via lungs it occurs. Then here is the frog is present. Here is the external nostril. Then buccal cavity, blood vessels in buccal cavity. Then here is the cutaneous respiration is occur. Lungs are one pair, pinkish sac-like structure located in the upper part of the trunk. Air, external nostril, then buccal, then lungs. The respiration of the frog is air to external nostril to buccal cavity to lungs. Let's read circulatory system. Circulatory system is mainly divided in three types, that is blood vascular system, that is a closed circulatory blood vessel bounded by capillaries. Then lymphatic system, then portal system. Blood vascular system is mainly heart, blood vessel and blood. Heart is the muscular located in the upper part of our body. Heart is covering pericardium. Heart is covered by pericardium, which is a double layer. Then long chamber of the heart is three chamber, two atrium, one ventricle. Frog also has two additional chamber called sinus venosus and conus arteriosus located on the dorsal side of the heart connected to the right atrium. Conus arteriosus or truncus arteriosus is located on the ventral side of the heart connected to ventricle. Let's read flow of the blood. The deoxygenated blood is passes through vein to vena cava to sinus venosus, deposit in a right atrium to mix with ventricle. Deoxygenated blood and then deoxygenated blood is come from body parts. Mixed blood is come from aorta. Mixed blood is come from conus arteriosus. Conus arteriosus mixed blood. Pulmonary artery to lungs to oxygenated blood to left atrium. Here the mixed blood ventricle is present. Blood plus blood cell plus blood platelets. RBC plus WBC nucleated with hemoglobin. RBC is nucleated with hemoglobin. The circulation of the frog is known as a mixed circulation or incomplete double circulation. Lymphatic system. Lymph is formed by the filtration of the blood. Is called colorless as it lacks RBC and has less proteins. Lymphatic channel, lymphatic node. Portal circulation, that is hepatic portal circulation and pineal portal circulation. Portal circulation, a special venous connection between the organ which start from capillary and end with capillary. Portal circulation is basically artery to organ number 1, organ number 2 to organ number 2, organ 1 to organ number 2, organ number 2 to heart through vein. This is portal vein. Portal circulation divided into two types, that is hepatic portal circulation and renal portal circulation. Hepatic portal circulation connection between liver and GI tract, that is gastrointestinal, stomach and intestine. Renal portal circulation is a connection between kidney and the lower body part. Excretory system is consisting of a pair of kidney, a pair of ureter, urinary bladder, that is storage of urine, cloaca. Kidney is radius located posteriorly on either side of vertebral column, structural and functional unit, nephron and uriniferous tubule. Excretory product urea is animal alimenting urea is known as ureotelic animal. Let's read male reproductive system. One pair of yellowish ovoid testis is attached to the kidney. Functional connection via mesochorium. Epithelium plus connective tissue sperms form in testis. Then vasa efferentia to Peters canal to urinogenital duct to cloaca to cloacal aperture. Then in female, one pair of ovaries, no functional connection with the kidney. Oviduct ovarian funnel collect ova, then oviduct to cloaca, cloacal to cloacal aperture. Then fertilization and development. A female frog lays 2500 to 3000 ova at a time, fuses with the sperm released by the male frog in the water. The fertilization occur outside of the body in water. External fertilization is occur. Then development is the independent development. Tadpole larvae of a frog undergo morphological changes like tail disappearance, limbs arising, etc., known as the metamorphosis from adult frog. Note is urinary bladder is a thin wall and is located ventrally to rectum. Control and coordination is well developed. Nervous system and endocrine system. Nervous system is mainly we know three types: central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, and peripheral nervous system and autonomic nervous system. Central nervous system is a brain and spinal cord. Peripheral nervous system is a cranial nervous system and spinal nervous system. Cranial nervous system is a 10 pair and spinal nervous system is also 10 pair. Autonomic nervous system is a system nervous system and system nervous system and parasympathetic. Endocrine system. A few well-developed gland-producing hormones are seen: pituitary, pineal, thyroid, parathyroid, thymus, pancreatic islets, adrenal glands, gonads, testes, ovary, etc. Here the central nervous system is mainly is found in brain and spinal cord. Brain is protected by cranium. A cranium is also called as brain box. It is divided into also three types, that is forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. Forebrain is paired central hemisphere. Paired olfactory lobes is present and unpaired is diencephalon is present. And its spinal cord protected in vertebral column. Spinal cord protected by vertebral column. Here is the cranium is present which protect our brain, and medulla oblongata. Then here is the foramen magnum is present. Passes through can open passes through an opening in skull known as the foramen magnum connect with the spinal cord. Here is the spinal cord is present. Then sensory organ. Sensory organ is various kind of sensory structure is present. That is touch, smell, taste, vision, and hearing. In touch, structure called sensory papillae and smell basal epithelium is present. That is the tango receptors, not well developed cellular aggregation around the nervous ending. Then simple eye is evolved and protruded. Hearing is a tympanum with internal ear, that is which help in body balancing. Frog is beneficial to mankind. How frog is beneficial to mankind? Muscular leg used as a food, important component of the food chain and food web, protect the crop by the eating insect. Let's read cockroach. Cockroaches are the brown or black bodied animal that are included in class Insecta of phylum Arthropoda. Bright yellow, red, and green colored cockroaches have also been protected in tropical regions. Their size ranges from 1/4 inches to 3 inches, 0.6 to 7.6 centimeter, have a long antenna, legs, and a flat extension of the upper body wall that conceal head. They are nocturnal omnivores that live in damp places throughout the world. They have become resident of human home and thus serious pest and vectors. Several diseases is also occur. Let's read morphology of the frog. The adult of the common species of cockroach is Periplaneta americana, about 34 to 53 mm long with wings that extend beyond the tip of the abdomen in male. The body of the cockroach is segmented and divisible into three distinct regions, that is head, thorax, and abdomen. The entire body is covered by a hard chitinous exoskeleton that is brown in color, and each segment of exoskeleton has a hardened plate called sclerites, and sclerite is turgid dorsally and sternites ventrally. Turgids, turgids dorsally and sternites ventrally. They are joined to each other by a thin and flexible articular membrane, that is a arthrodial membrane. Okay. Let's see the picture of cockroach. Hence a filiform antenna is present, compound eye, head, protonum, racemina, then mesothorax, prothorax, then metathorax, metathoracic leg, abdomen, anal cerci, hind wing, etc. Head is triangular in shape and lies anteriorly at a right angle of the longitudinal body axis. It is formed by the fusion of six segments. Head is which shape? Head is a triangular shape, lies anteriorly at a right angle to the longitudinal body axis. It is formed by the fusion of six segments and show greatest mobility in all directions due to flexible neck. The head capsule where a pair of compound eye, a pair of thread-like antennae arises from the membranous socket-lying pond eyes. The antennae have sensory receptors that help in monitoring the environment. Anterior end of the head bearing appendages forming biting and chewing type of mouth part. The mouth part consisting of labrum, that is upper lip, a pair of mandible and a pair of maxilla and a labium lower lip. The median flexible lobe acting as a tongue, hypopharynx, lies within the cavity enclosed by the mouth part. The thorax consisting of three parts, that is prothorax, mesothorax, and metathorax. The head is connected with the thorax by a short extension of the prothorax known as neck. Each thoracic segment bears a pair of walking legs. The first pair of wings arises from the mesothorax and second pair of metathorax. The first pair of the wing arises from the mesothorax and the second pair from metathorax. The four wings, mesothoracic, called tegmina. Okay, the first pair, the four wing that is mesothoracic is known as a tegmina, are opaque, that is dark and leathery, and cover the hind wing when at rest. The hind wing are transparent, membranous, and are used in flight. The abdomen in both male and female consisting of 10 segments. In female, seventh segment sternum is boat shaped. Okay, the seventh sternum is boat shaped, and together with the eighth and ninth sterna forms a broad or genetical pouch whose anterior part contains female gonophore, spermatical pore, and collateral gland. In male, genital pouch or chamber lies at the hind end or of abdomen, bounded dorsally by ninth and tenth terga and ventrally by ninth sternum. It contains dorsal anus, ventral male genital pore, and gonapophysis. Let's remember that male bear a pair of short thread-like anal style which are absent in female. In both sexes, the 10th segment bear a pair of jointed filamentous structure called anal cerci. Here the ocelus is present, compound eye, mandible, maxilla, labrum. Here the labrum, mandible. Mandible is the grinding region, incising region, hypopharynx, then maxilla, labium, maxilla. Anatomy: the canal part in the body cavity is divided into three regions, that is foregut, midgut, and hindgut. The mouth opens into short tubular pharynx leading to a narrow tubular passage called esophagus. This in turn opens into sac-like structure called trough, used for the storing of food. The trough is followed by a gizzard or proventriculus. It has an outer layer of thick circular muscle and thick inner cuticle forming six highly continuous plates called teeth. The gizzard help in grinding the food particle. The entire foregut is lined by cuticle. A ring of 6 to 8 blind tubes called hepatic or gastric cica is present at the junction of foregut and midgut, which secrete a digestive juice. At the junction of midgut and hindgut is present another ring of 100 to 150 yellow colored thin filamentous 100 to 150 yellow colored three-member membranous Malpighian tubule. They help in the removal of excretory product from hemolymph. The hindgut is broader than midgut and is differentiated into ileum, colon, and rectum. Hindgut is broader than midgut. Then it is differentiated into ileum, colon, and rectum. The rectum open out through anus. Okay. Let's look at the picture of alimentary canal structure of cockroach. Here is the pharynx is present, pharynx, then salivary gland, salivary reservoir, esophagus, groove, gizzard, hepatic cica, mesenteron or midgut, Malpighian tubule. Here is the ileum, here is the colon. Okay. Then let's read blood vascular. Blood vascular system of a cockroach is an open type. In frog, blood vascular system is closed type, but in cockroach, blood vascular system is open type. The blood vessels are poorly developed and are open into space. Blood vessels are poorly developed and are open into a space. Hemocoel. space is called hemocoel. Visceral organs located in the hemocoel are bathed in blood. Visceral organs are bathed in blood. Then bathed blood, that is the hemolymph. The hemolymph is composed of colorless plasma and hemocyte. Heart of the cockroach consists of elongated muscular tube lying along the mid-dorsal line of thorax and abdomen. It is differentiated into funnel-shaped chamber with ostia on either sides. Blood from sinuses enter heart through ostia and is pumped anteriorly to sinuses again. Respiratory system consisting of network of trachea that open through 10 pair of small hole called spiracles. The respiratory system consisting of network of trachea that open through 10 pair of small hole called spiracles present on the lateral side of the body. Thin branching tube, tracheal tube subdivided into tracheoles carry oxygen from the air of the all parts. The opening of the spiracles is regulated by a sphincter. The opening of the spiracle is regulated by sphincter. Exchange of gas takes place at the tracheal by exchange of gas where exchange of gas takes place at the tracheal by diffusion. Excretion is performed by the Malpighian tubule. Each tubule is lined by a glandular and ciliated cell. With cell, glandular and ciliated cell, they absorb nitrogenous waste product and convert them into uric acid, which is excreted out through hindgut. Therefore, this insect is called uricotelic. This addition, the fat body nephrocytes and uricose gland also help in excretion. Nephrocytes and uricose gland. Okay, nephrocytes and uricose gland is also help in excretion. The nervous system of cockroach consists of a series of fused nervous system of cockroach is consisting of a series of fused segmentally arranged ganglia joined by a pair of longitudinal connective on the ventral side. 3 ganglia lie in the thorax and 6 in the abdomen. 3 ganglia present in thorax and 6 in the abdomen. The nervous system of cockroach is spread throughout the body. The head holds a bit of nervous system while the rest is situated along the ventrally belly side part of its body. So now you understand that if the head of the cockroach is cut off, it will still alive for as long as 1 week. In the head region, the brain in the head region In the head region, the brain is represented by a supraesophageal ganglion which supply nerves to antenna and compound eye. In cockroach, the sense organ are antenna, eyes, maxillary valves, labial valves, anal cerci, etc. The compound eyes are situated at the dorsal surface of the head, and each eye consisting of 2000 hexagonal omatida. It is important market. Each eye consisting about 200 hexagonal omatida. Sing omatidium, singular form is omatidium. With the help of several omatida, a cockroach can receive images of an object. This kind of vision is known as mosaic vision. Which vision? Mosaic vision. With more sensitivity but less resolution, being common during night, hence called nocturnal vision. Cockroaches are dioecious and both sexes have well-developed reproductive organs. Male reproductive system consisting of a pair of testes, one lying on each lateral side in the 4 to 6 abdominal segment. From each testis arises a thin vas deferens which open into ejaculatory duct through seminal vesicle. The ejaculatory duct open into the male gonopore situated ventral to anus. Ejaculate duct open into which part? Male gonopore situated ventral to anus. A characteristic mushroom-shaped gland present in the sixth and seventh abdominal segment which function as an accessory reproductive gland. The external ganglia are represented by a male gonapophysis or a phallomere, chitinous asymmetrical structure surrounding the male gonophore. The sperm are stored in the seminal vesicle and are glued together in the form of a bundle called a spermatophore. The sperm are stored in the seminal vesicle and are glued together in form of a bundle called spermatophore. Then which are discharged during copulation. The female reproductive system consisting of two large ovary lying laterally in the second and sixth abdominal segment. Each ovary is formed of a group of 8 ovarian tubules or ovarioles containing a chain of developing ova. Oviduct of each ovary unit into a single median oviduct, also called vagina, which open into genital chamber. A pair of spermatheca is present in the sixth segment, which open into genital chamber. The sperms are transferred through spermatophore. Their fertilized egg are encased in a capsule called ootheca. Ootheca is a dark reddish to blackish brown capsule. Ootheca is a dark reddish and blackish brown capsule about 3 by 8 inch 8 millimeter long. Ootheca is 8 millimeter long. They are dropped for or they are dropped or glued glued to a suitable surface, usually in a crack or receive of high relative humidity near a food source. On an average, female produce 9 to 10 ootheca, each containing 14 to 16 leg. The development of P. americana is parometabolous, meaning there is development through nymphal stage. The nymphs look very much like adult. The nymph grow by a molting about 13 times to reach adult. The nymph the nymph grow by molting about 13 times to reach the adult form. The next to last nymphal stage has a wing pad, but only adult cockroach have wings. Many species of cockroach are wild and are of no known economic importance yet. A few species thrive in and around human habitat. They are pests because they spoil food and contaminate it with their smelly excreta. They can transmit a variety of bacterial disease by contaminating food material. Let's see the diagrams of the cockroach. Here the anterior aorta is present, alveolar muscles, chamber of heart, open circulatory system of cockroach. Then A is what? A is the male reproductive cockroach and B is the female reproductive cockroach. It is a male reproductive cockroach. In male reproductive cockroach, testes are present, phallic gland, small tubules, long tubules, then seminal vesicle, vas deferens, ejaculatory duct, right phallomere, ventral phallomere, anal circus, caudal style, pseudopenis, then left phallomere, titillator. Let's see the reproductive diagram of female cockroach, that is ovary, oviduct, camel oviduct or vagina, then collateral gland, genital chamber and vestibulum. Genital chamber and vestibulum is known as genital pouch. Here the gonadophysis, spermatotheca. Okay, let's read from note and for let's read the note for quick revision. Okay. Cockroach classification. Kingdom is Animalia, phylum is Arthropoda, class is Insecta, genus is Periplaneta, species is Americana. General characteristic of cockroach, color is generally black and brown, that is Periplaneta americana, and bright yellow, red, green in tropical region. Size is 1/4 inch to 3 inch, that is 0.6 centimeter to 7.6 centimeter, 34 mm to 53 Periplaneta americana size. Then nocturnal, that is active during the night. Coursonal, fast runners. Then omnivorous, can eat everything. Then serious serious pest and vectors of several digest disease occur. Pest, that is a contaminating food. Vector, that is a carry disease causing agent. Morphology is body is divisible into head, thorax, and abdomen. It is cockroaches are usually arthropod. Jointed arthro means jointed, and robot spod means appendages. They have a metameric segmentation known as metamer. Then each metamer is covered with hard chitinous exoskeleton known as sclerites. Each sclerite is further is divisible into dorsal, ventral, and lateral. Dorsal tegmenum or turga sclerites are present. In ventral, sternum or sterna is present. Lateral two pleura is present. In tergum or testa, arthrodial membrane is present. Arthrodial membrane is present. A flexible membrane. Arthrodial membrane is a flexible membrane connecting various sclerites. Segments in nymph and adult. Nymph is the body of cockroach. In nymph, head is 6 part. Nymph thorax is 3 part. Abdomen is 11 part. Total 20. But in adult, head is 1. Thorax is 3. Abdomen is 10. Total 14. Head is a triangular structure formed by the fusion of 6 segments. Head is perpendicular to the body and mouth part faces the ground. Head is connected to thorax with the help of a flexible neck, which is the extension of prothorax, and head is mobile in all directions. Antenna arises from a membranous socket in the front of eye. Head has a biting and chewing type mouth part. Mouth part is mainly 5, that is labrum, labium, hypopharynx, mandible, maxilla. Labrum is the upper part of the lip. Labium is the lower part of the lip. Hypopharynx is the median lobe. Tongue and mandible is the grinding of the food. Maxilla is 2. Maxilla is mainly 2. Then thorax is usually 3 segments. Wing and leg are associated with the thoracic segment. Wing are two pair. Here is the prothorax, mesothorax, and metathorax. In prothorax, the protonomy is present. Protonomy is a large chitinous plate that covers prothorax, and some part of the head is concealed. In forewing, here the forewing is present, and it is a hind wing. In forewing, forewing is also known as a mesothoracic wing, and a tegmina. It is the first pair of the wing. It is a dark, opaque, leathery, and protective. Protect the hind wing at rest. And hind wing and metathoracic wings are transparent, membranous, used for flight. Legs are usually 3 pair. These 2 pair is known as a prothoracic leg. Second 2 layer is mesothoracic leg, and then third 2 layer is known as a metathoracic leg. In male abdomen, anal cerci is the sensory structure present in the 10th terga, and the anal cerci in female are the sensory structure present in 10th tergum. Here the anal style or caudal style is present in 9th sternum. Here the anal style is absent. Then wings are extended beyond the abdomen. Then genital pouch is formed by the fusion of 9th, 10th tergum and 9th sternum. Here is the genital pouch is formed by the fusion of 7th, 8th, 9th sternum, and both 7th sternum is boat shaped. Then in genital pouch, dorsal ulnus male gonapophysis and ventral male gonophore open. Here opening of collateral glands, spermathecal pore and female gonophore is seen. In anatomy, the digestive system it is three types, that is foregut, midgut and hindgut. Foregut is present in mouth, that is short tubular pharynx, the narrow tubular esophagus to crop gizzard. Then midgut is mesenteron. Then hindgut is usually three types: ileum, colon, and rectum. Rectum is open outside via anus. Hindgut is broader than midgut. Respiratory system is known as the tracheal system. Here the spiracles are present. Spiracles are usually 10 pair opening present laterally. Spiracle to it is trachea. Trachea to tracheoles. Tracheoles is a simple diffusion of the gases occur across the tracheoles. Then circulatory system is open and blood vessels, and blood vessels are not bounded by capillary. Heart is present mid dorsally. 13 chamber funnel in each chamber. Ostia, which is an opening present from entry of hemolymph. Here is the hemolymph is present. Hemolymph is present. It is the anterior aorta. It is the cephalic sinuses. Then movement of hemolymph in right to left. Here the anterior aorta, that is a large muscle. Anterior aorta is a large muscle, that is 12 pair between two chamber. 4 pair is fan shape. Larry muscle regulate hemolymph entry into heart. Hemolymph is a colorless blood. No respiratory pigment, no hemolymph present in open space is known as the sinuses or hemocoel. Colorless blood is a plasma plus a hemocyst blood vessel. Anterior aorta, the only blood vessels. Anterior aorta is the only blood vessels. Then in excretion, excretion they have Malpighian tubule. Excretion product is uric acid, known as the uricotelic. Fat bodies, nephrocytes, and uricose gland only in male also help in excretion. Not ganglion, collection of cell bodies. Collection of cell bodies known as a ganglion. Nervous system. Then let's read nervous system. It is dorsal and supraesophageal ganglion represent brain. Circumesophageal connective. It is the esophagus. Subesophageal ganglion, supraesophageal ganglion, subesophageal ganglion attached to the nerve cord, that is 3 thoracic ganglion. This part is known as the 6 abdominal ganglion. 6 abdominal ganglion is segmentally arranged by ganglion. Nerve cord is double and ventrally solid. It is important point, that is nerve cord is double and ventrally solid. Brain contain only antenna, compound eye, some mouth part, but rest of the body controlled segmentally surrounded by ganglion present ventrally belly. If we cut the head, it will still survive for 1 week. For sensory structure, they have uh, antenna that touch receptor and taste and olfactory receptor, labial pulse and maxillary pulse, taste and olfactory receptor, anal cerci sound receptor, Compound eyes, vision. Anal sulci is a sound receptor. Labial nerves and maxillary nerves are taste and olfactory receptor. Compound eye, each has a 2000 hexagonal structure. Each cockroach has 2000 hexagonal structure known as omatida. The vision is a mosaic vision. Image is seen in bytes and pieces. Sensitivity is very good and resolution clarity is poor. Let's read male reproductive system. That is, here is the testis is present. Testis, then mushroom gland is present. Mushroom gland, then vas deferens, then ejaculatory duct. There is the right phallomere, then ventral phallomere. It is the gonophore, left phallomere, storage of sperm, and seminal vesicle. Here is the seminal vesicle present, which help in storage of sperm. Testis location is 4 to 6 abdominal sperm, one pair. Each testis is trilobular, that is 3 lobes. Vas deferens is one pair, carries the sperm from each testis. Common ejaculatory duct, both deferens passes through seminal vesicle to emerge as a fused common ejaculatory duct whose opening is male gonophore. Seminal vesicle is a white shiny structure, storage of sperm. Sperm are the glued together in this form known as the spermatophore. Mushroom gland. Mushroom gland is a auricular gland. Mushroom gland is present in 6th, 7th abdominal segment. Important accessory gland as its secretion, nourishment of sperm. It has a long tubules outside and small tubule inside. Phallic gland or conchologic gland. The phallomere of gonapophysis is external genitalia, hard chitinous asymmetrical structure that help during copulation to open the female genital pouch. Let's read female reproductive system. Is ovary, right collateral gland, oviduct, common oviduct or vagina, genital pouch, spermatothecal pore. Ovary is located to 6th abdominal segment of form egg or ova. One pair. Each ovary is made up of 8 ovary. Different maturation of stage of an ova. From one ovarioles, only one egg is formed. 8 ovary, for example, 8 ovary equal to 8 egg. Oviduct is a one pair, carries the ova from each ovary. Common oviduct, vagina or vagina, common oviduct or vagina. Both oviduct fuse to form common ejaculatory common oviduct whose opening is known as female gonophore. Spermatheca is important for competitive examination. In 6th abdominal segment, sac-like one pair is present. Storage of spermatophore received during the copulation. Then 5th point is genital pouch formed by the fusion of 7th, 8th and 9th sternum. Genital pouch is genital chamber and vestibulum is lower. Genital chamber is present upper part and vestibulum is present in lower part. Here opens spermathecal pore, collateral gland and female gonophore. Collateral gland is one pair, secretion from an egg case called as ootheca over the fertilized egg. Fertilized egg present in the 2 rows. Ootheca, then dark reddish blackish brown. Ootheca is a dark reddish blackish brown. One ootheca is a 14 to 16 fertilized egg or 2 rows. Length is 8 mm long. Female also have external genitalia, phallomere or gonophysis. Fertilization and development. Internal fertilization occurs in spermatophore released within the cockroach and fusion of sperm and ova occur inside the body. Cockroach release 9 to 10 ootheca from the body in damp cracks in 1 theca to 14 to 16 fertilized egg. 1 ootheca to 14 to 16 fertilized egg development is a pyromate abulous. Fertilized egg to lymph to adult. Uh, lymph undergo molting for 13 times to finally form an adult. Lymph look very much like adult cockroach, only that nymph does not have wing, adult has wing. Then next to last lymphal stage has wings spurred, but only adult has wing. Thank you so much. Our structural organization in animal chapter is completed.